Whereas there is a quorum of council present and time is 6 p.m., be it resolved that this regular meeting be open for business via Zoom and that the minutes of the regular meeting of January 27, 2021 be approved. Could I have a mover and a second?
I'll move that. Dale here.
Somebody second it?
I will, Cheryl.
Kevin, for or against?
For.
Pat?
In favor?
Glenda?
In favor.
Cheryl?
In favor.
Dale?
In favor.
And I'm in favor. Motion carried. Has anybody got any conflict of interest there tonight, there, in regards to this meeting?
Pat, no.
None from Kevin.
Glenda, no.
Cheryl, no.
Dale, no.
And I got no conflict there tonight, there. In regards to the consent agenda, oh, there's in the first there. Be it resolved the following be added to the regular agenda A3 council vacancy there. Can I have a mover and a seconder?
Glenda,
Pat will
I'll move it.
Pat, second.
Kevin, for or against?
I'm for.
Pat, you're for it?
In favor?
Glenda?
In favor.
Cheryl?
In favor.
Dale?
In favor.
And I'm in favor. Motion carried. In regards to the consent agenda there, has anybody got any concerns in any of the information there? The counts or the storm sewer or the bylaws?
The bylaw with regards to electronic meetings. So my understanding of that is that if we have to participate electronically when a regular meeting is in order, then we have to notify the clerk 24 hours in advance.
That's correct.
I have no issues with the consent agenda.
Kevin, you got any concerns with that or?
Oh, I don't think so. I'm just thinking if, you know, something happens during the day and you intended to go to the meeting, and what if at the last minute you can't?
Well,
That's happened to me once.
I think the reasoning behind that is because if if the meeting is scheduled to be an in-person meeting, we need that little bit of time to prepare to make sure we have the electronic capability to hook you up.
I can live with that. It'll get easier as we go along anyway, but that's fine.
Good
I don't
point,
have
though,
any-
Kevin.
Yeah, you know how things go. Vehicle breaks down, whatever, you know, you're sick or, you know, earlier in the day, but then you
Well,
get to the point, you know.
Would you like to change it to say by, 10 a.m. the morning of the meeting?
Like, how about just at the clerk's discretion? If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't, you can't, you know? What do you think of that?
That works too. I mean, most of the time there shouldn't be a reason why we can't.
No, exactly. And I mean, if you can, you can. And if you can't, you can't. I just, you know, 24 hours discourages you from participating unless you let them know the day. But so that, you know, the next day comes along, something happens, you say, oh, well, I didn't give notice, so I can't participate. So like, if it was at your discretion, I'd be happy with that.
Sure, we can change that.
Okay, very good.
Any other concerns, anybody?
None from me. Dale here.
None from Pat.
None from Glenda.
Cheryl's okay.
I'm okay. Be it resolved that items A1, C1, and G1 and to G3 contained in the consent agenda be adopted. A mover and a seconder?
Also move.
Kevin will
I'll
move.
second. Glenda, second it.
Kevin, you're for it, I guess. Pat?
In favor?
Glenda?
In favor.
Cheryl?
In favor.
Dale?
In favor.
And I'm in favor. Motion carried. In regards to the municipal modernization program. Kim, you got any updates on that there?
Well, just from the discussions we had at the last council meeting, I just did give you an overview on what the eligibility criteria was that I had just received that day. There's two different streams, and for either one of them, we need to demonstrate how we have spent or allocated the funds already received in order to make an application under the second wave of the funding. We have a fair bit of money under this modernization fund that the government had provided to municipalities in March of 2019. And besides some fire bunker gear and the LED lighting project that's been allocated to this, council hasn't made any other determination on what it should be used for. It will be, again, it will be put onto the next finance committee meeting agenda so that we can maybe take a look and see what it can be utilized for that time.
So we still have $443,000. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Well, that's at the end of 2020, and the LED lighting project will come out of that.
Okay,
Okay, and the RFPs are being prepared at this time. So, in the next little while, we'll have a good idea on what type of funding will be required for that. But it won't even, I don't think it'll be half that.
okay.
amount. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Kim.
Kim, will we get an idea of what we can spend it on?
It was a very vague pot of money that was given by the government, and we will circulate to you what information or criteria that they had provided to us.
Yeah, if we have a ballpark of what we're looking at that
Yeah.
we can spend it on, because they always have stipulations, so.
Yeah.
But you don't want to turn it back to the government when we got things we could use it for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
for
just
sure.
have to know what to use it on. We're allowed.
I wonder if we can use it for that communication that Kevin was speaking about in the last little while.
Well, that's certainly a modernization
Mm-hmm.
project for sure.
Yeah.
We got more houses than $443,000 though. At $800 a house.
You're talking about internet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about the microphone.
I think we were.
Oh,
just talking
okay.
about,
Oh, yeah.
Microphone for, We'll have to
But
see.
do-
We'll have to figure out how we're gonna do that before we can,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'll look into that. Try to figure that out.
But if there was a way there at the township office to get high-speed internet in that building there, better than we have would be an asset too.
Yeah,
Well, Kim and I were talking about Starlink earlier. Maybe that's the solution. There's a bit of an upfront cost, like 800 to 1,000. But
Yeah.
once you've got that, and yes, apparently it's an experimental stage, but the speeds they're getting are incredible.
Yeah, I had a read. Oh, go ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
That's the experimental stage, and he keeps putting more and more satellites up by the week. I really think that's going to be the way to go for anybody with internet issues,
Yeah.
So-
There's a resident that called me at home and said that his son has it. And I'm not sure where his son lives, but he says it's phenomenal how fast it is.
And I mean, we look at these coalitions to bring internet to communities and whatnot, and I think a lot of that's really going to go out the door with this. I don't want to discourage anybody, but this is, I haven't heard anything bad about it at all. And after a certain amount of time, it won't be a beta, a testing stage. It'll be here to stay. At which point, I don't know, but more and more people are being served across North America. And this is going to be a worldwide thing, apparently. So, for a one-time cost of $800 to $1,000 for the township, maybe it's worth our while.
To have it for the office area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda's working on a report to bring to the next council agenda with regards to broadband and internet with, after your request at the last meeting or so. So at that point, I'll ask her to include something like that as to what she may find out about accessibility to high speed at our office.
Thank you.
Well, now's the time to do it if we can there.
Well, I don't imagine, I think maybe if we wait, they're not going to make us pay for equipment, but I don't imagine it's going to get any cheaper. Elon Musk knew what he was doing when he made everybody pay for the equipment.
Okay, Kim, so you'll give a report there at the next meeting there in regards to high speed there?
Yes.
Good. Any other questions in regards to municipal program there? Funding there?
Until we know really what we have left to spend and that, we'll see. We can't go any further with it because we haven't spent what we have, so.
Okay, A3 council replacement there. In regards to that there, half of the term is over there now, and I think when Pat Nanchuk got on council there, she put her name forward there. I think that's how it was done there when you got on there, Pat. Was that how it was done there?
Yes, that's right. I only served 2 years of the second half of the term. Yeah.
So do you think we should be doing that way or take the next person? Well, any comment from anybody?
No, I think we should put it out and take application type situation.
Well, also too, there's been a lot of noise made about representation from certain areas, and yes, maybe we should put it out as opposed to just taking the next member. Now that's going to require some work, interviews, I guess. I can remember once upon a time I was interviewed, and so depending on how the COVID thing does, is that what we want to do?
What are our legal options? Kim?
The Municipal Act says that by filling a vacancy, it can occur either by appointing a person who has consented to accept the office if appointed, or require a by-election to be held to fill the vacancy in accordance with the Municipal Elections Act. So by appointing a person who has consented to accept the office can be done by either going back to the election results and asking the candidate with the next highest votes if they're willing to accept, or like you had indicated, advertise this position and request written expressions of interest from qualified persons.
This is Glenda talking. I believe that because that half our term is over, I believe it would be in our best interest to ask for applications.
I agree, Glenda.
Sounds like that's the consensus so far. I definitely don't want a by-election.
No.
Like
No.
with the COVID, it would be almost impossible to run that anyway. And
I spoke to some ratepayers hypothetically more than a year ago, and I was surprised. I figured they would say take the runner-up, but what the ratepayers said that I spoke with, they said even a year makes a big change. They would just as soon see it not be the runner-up, that we actually send out a posting or do a by-election. So I don't want to see the ratepayers pay for a by-election, seeing as it's one person and there's less than 2 years left. I'd be willing to make the motion that we post it for applicants.
And who knows, it could be the last one there that didn't get in, gets the job in the end.
Well, it could very well be, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But it gives
And
everybody
I
a
did
fair
have to-
chance, whoever wants to get involved.
yeah, and I did do an interview before I was offered the position.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I
need
think
a
that's in our
motion?
best interest. Yeah, to do that.
Okay, the resolution. Whereas Susan Sonnenberg has provided written notification of her resignation from council, where this seat is hereby declared vacant, and whereas section 263-1 of the Municipal Act 2001 provides for filling of vacancies for the office of a member of council, be it resolved that this position be advertised with detailed written expression of interest from qualified persons to be received by the clerk until 12 p.m. on Thursday, March the 4th, 2021. A mover and a seconder.
I moved
Pat
it.
will move.
Dale moved it.
Okay, Pat
Pat will
second.
second it. Kevin, for or against?
I'm for.
Pat, you're for?
Pat in favor.
Glenda?
In favor.
Cheryl?
In favor?
Dale?
In favor.
And I'm in favor. Motion carried. In regards to the 2012 Chev 2500 there, was there only one estimate or one quote there to get it fixed there, or did other contractors have any interest in doing the work for our township?
No, he just got the most local quote for it.
I don't think
And,
there's very many body shops around, so.
Well, there's one there that this municipality, lots of people use it there to the west of us there.
Well, it included some of the GM or Chev parts, I guess, that he needed. This is what had gone out to council in an email
Yeah.
requesting for concurrence on it, and there was a majority of council that had agreed to it. So I believe that it's already being.
I found it was a pretty reasonable price for the amount of work that's being done. I'm kind of shocked. Macquarie's.
I agree.
paying that low.
Yeah, I agree with that, Glenda. Yeah.
Okay, be it resolved that the repairs for the 2012 Chev 2500 truck estimated at $4,970 plus HST by Macquarie Motors be authorized to proceed as recommended. Mover and a seconder.
Glenda, I'll move it.
Dale, I'll second.
Kevin, for or against? Kevin, you for or against it?
Yes, I'm for.
Pat,
In favor.
Glenda,
In favor.
Cheryl,
In favor?
Dale,
In favor.
and I'm in favor. Motion carried. In regards to granule stockpile, we're not going to get that crush brought in right now there, are we?
We're going to do it before half loading. We're not doing it yet, though. They don't want
Well,
it
it's
to.
all, is it not all highway there from Espanola to Massey there?
Yeah, but what they're thinking is that by the time we need it, it's going to be more economical and efficient to be able to just get a small quantity in our yard when we need to do spot patching or anything like that during half loading than to travel for 20 minutes one way to get that small quantity when needed.
I totally agree, Kim, there, but what happens when you dig gravel out of a stockpile now there and you move it there, it just becomes cement there if with the temperature, if the temperatures go down or we get rain there, and then it'd be of no value to us. So that's what I was wondering, if we're gonna hold off as long as we can and then get Halal construction there to deliver it.
Yeah, I think that is the plan. They don't want
Okay.
it right now, but they want to be able to have it in stock when they do need it during spring breakup.
Yeah, because if you move ground now, it just becomes a solid lump of cement there. Any other questions or concerns in regards to that?
No, but that was a good point, Les, what you said about it compacting and whatnot.
Okay, be it resolved that the Public Works be authorized to have 500 cubic yards of granular A stockpiled in our yard from 2021 tender quantity. A mover and a seconder.
Glenda, I'll
move
move it.
Oh,
Glenda will move it.
I'll second, Kevin.
Kevin will second it.
Yeah.
And Kevin's for it. Pat, for or against?
Pat in favor. Pat in favor.
Glenda,
Glenda in favor.
Cheryl,
in favor?
Dale, you're in favor?
Yes.
And I'm in favor. Motion carried. In regards to update on the ice surface there, Kim, there, you want to,
Paul gave a brief summary on what the other municipalities were doing, and he emailed me again this week and said that everybody's just waiting now to see what the province is going to do next week. So it probably will be reviewed again. It's going to be reviewed again by the other municipalities later in February. So I think we're probably in the same holding pattern as that they are.
Mhm.
Could we table this
because-
till next meeting?
I would recommend that.
I agree.
Glenda, I agree as well.
Pat in favor.
yes,
It's just a
because,
discussion anyway.
Consensus
Yes.
out there, like I know all the college people are pretty sure it's gonna be wide.
Can't
Yeah,
hear you,
because-
Kev.
After next Tuesday, the consensus out there is that they're gonna open it right up for our district. I mean, nobody knows until it's announced, but I really can't see them keeping us on lockdown.
So if
Yeah,
the
but what
province does make that announcement next Tuesday and council doesn't meet for another 8 days, 9 days after that, do you want it to still be on hold, or is he okay to start making plans if Minor Hockey Association is wanting ice time?
I
As far
think
as
so,
I'm
Kim.
concerned.
Yeah.
As far as
Good
I'm
point.
concerned, let Paul do what he needs to get done as soon as the ban is lifted.
I agree, Pat.
I
Yeah.
agree 100%.
I agree.
Okay, thank you.
that's the consensus. Has anybody got anything else there for tonight's meeting there? Kim, you got anything else?
Just with regards to the method of holding the next meeting, it may be possible that we would be able to do it in person again if we go to the green or to the yellow color coding by the province. We will be in the same situation we were when we were at the arena before we had to do these electronic meetings where 50 would be allowed in the facility. So if that is the case, is that council's wish to do that?
Yes.
Yes, I would like that.
I don't see
Yes.
why not. Yeah.
Okay, just so that we can plan that and put it on the website with the agenda.
Because we do have some ratepayers that would like to attend the meeting.
Agreed. Yeah.
Is there anything else to discuss about the outdoor rink, or we had discussed that already, didn't we?
We did, and well, Paul did give a summary
Yeah.
report on that
Yes.
as well. He's recommending, because of this time of year and because of the lack of manpower, that it not proceed this year, but he's definitely on board to start at the beginning of the season next year. He would
Yes,
like, yeah,
Yeah,
He
the
just has to
clocks.
pick a site. Has to pick a site though.
yeah, he was looking at the where the playground is beside the fairgrounds. And he
Yeah,
was
Memorial
looking
Park.
at the corner lot where the cement building had been demolished.
Yeah,
He thought that might be a nice place for the outdoor rink. There's access there, there's parking there.
Yeah.
He said that there is street lighting, but it's not really bright. We may need to
Mhm.
put something else there for nighttime.
Boy, that brings back memories. The cement building was up there and the old skating rink was up there too. I used to play ringette up there. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
think that's
I would imagine, we'd have to make some kind of investment there, but that sounds good to me.
Mhm.
yeah,
I
and it would
think
be
it
an
would-
experiment to see how many people use it for that one winter. And then we can decide from there, well, how it goes on.
I think it'd be
I
great.
really think that it's going to be, I think it's going to be greatly used only because of the fact that coming through COVID, a lot of people are wanting to spend more time outside together. And
Well,
yeah,
and it's pickup hockey. Kids can show up and
Yes.
play and whatnot. You can't do that at the arena. The ice is booked. It's
Yes.
busy during the week. Teams have it booked and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine it not being a success, really.
Yeah. And it's at the other end of town, and so it gives them, they don't have to travel. The
Yeah,
kids
yeah,
can
yeah.
walk there. Yeah.
I actually
Oh,
think,
yes.
I actually think that having an outdoor rink in town would increase our rentals at the arena because there'd be more interest created. And we'd develop some more hockey and ringette players out of the deal. There's one
Yes.
other thing I'd like to say. I'm hoping that we never put an ice surface on top of the infield at the ball diamond again. I was involved with the construction of that ball diamond, and the aggregate is a tricky thing. And that infield has already been damaged severely by an ice surface on top, because when the frost comes out, it changes everything. So I hope we never have it on the ice, on the infield again.
But if it was tied to part of the parking lot, then you could use a Zamboni, maybe it'd be a plus as well.
Well, the
Yeah.
ice surface that they did for the carnival was actually on the tennis court, or whatever you want to call it there. So that made it different, you know, like that was workable, but it wasn't on the ball diamond.
I think that park uptown would be great up there. There's a store nearby, thoroughfare. There's lots of parking. I think that'd be really enhance the recreation for our young
Yeah.
people and our other people that want to throw a set of skates on.
Well,
And it might keep,
yeah, go ahead, Dale.
It may keep some hockey nets off the road as well.
Well, it's something for the other part of town as well, you know?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
rinks at the arena's at one end and the outdoor rink could be at the other end. I think it's good. I agree with you, Dale. I think you'd be messing that ball diamond up really bad, putting an ice surface on top of it. We don't, you know, we have other alternatives. Why do that?
Anybody got any other concerns for tonight?
I have one. I was, Susan had asked to be on the interview committee for that posting, that vacancy that's been posted. I was going to say, if nobody else is interested, I'd be interested in sitting on that.
That, I've already got the staff report ready for the next council meeting for that, to amend that resolution to replace her on that.
Oh, okay, I just thought I'd mention it. So
Also have to think at some point about who's going to chair economic development.
Yeah.
That's also on next agenda.
Okay, good. We got some time to think about it. I have a few ideas.
Anything else, anybody, or Kim?
No, sir.
Not for me, Glenda.
If I can make one more request.
oh, you cut
Okay.
off, Kevin.
Yeah.
When are we going to put out a letter of intent as far as the new council member goes? Is that going to go out right away?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get it in the roundabout for next Tuesday. But if not, it'll be the week after, but we'll put it on our own Facebook and webpage immediately.
That'll be for what, 2 weeks, or how
Yeah.
long do we post that?
Yeah, I think the resolution said the 5th or something like that.
March
Yeah.
4th,
March the 5th,
March 4th.
Yeah.
March 4th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I did want to say something about there's a lot of Facebook posts about COVID and the vaccine, and a lot of talk on there about not having the information out there about who's getting vaccinated and what's going on. So basically, I've just stated that public health Sudbury districts is wondering if the township
You're
Sudbury
breaking up,
district
Glenda.
information. I was wondering if public health Sudbury district's information could be shared on our township website and on our Facebook page so that people can find out. There's a work group for the vaccine, and it tells how it's going to be spread out as we get it. So I just think it's important that people have some kind of information, so it's not all talk. I was fortunate enough to get the vaccine myself because of where I work, but there's a lot of people waiting in line.
So our nurse practitioner is involved in that working group for the vaccine preparation and planning through the medical field. And I will pull some of that information that I'm circulating to council from public health and put that on our Facebook page as well.
I appreciate that very much. There's just, I'd like the people to have the access to that and they can, make their own decision about it at that time, but at least with supplying that information from the township, we're giving them some information.
Let's supply some positive information. There's too
Yes.
much negative information out there right now.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm happy to say that I only had a sore arm, nothing else.
That's good. I'm happy
Yeah.
for you, Glenda. You're in the line of fire. It's important that those people get it soon.
Yeah,
They've done, the old folks at the long-term care in Espanola have gotten it.
yes.
So it's encouraging to see it starting to go out in our area.
Yes, and nicely seen that the only side effect really is a little bit of tiredness, sore arm, and some people are really thirsty. So those are the only side effects. And the way have explained it to anybody, basically it's like a Lindt chocolate without the chocolate inside. So you're getting just the the outside of the casing. You're not getting any virus on the inside, and that's your body recognizing it. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Is it a one-shot deal, Glenda, or do you need a second
No,
injection?
it's 2, but once you get the first shot, within 8 days, you develop an immunity. And then after that, it's like a flat line. You always have immunity. So if you're late on getting your second shot, it's really doesn't matter. The first
And is
shot
that-
is good.
And is that the stuff that's -70 before it goes in your arm?
No, that we're being supplied with the Moderna vaccine, and that's why we're getting it, is because it's we get the vaccine and it has to be used within 6 hours, and there's 11 doses in one vial, and they're giving out like a vial at a time. It's just craziness, and the paperwork tremendous.
Well, it's good that we're
Um,
seeing it in Northern Ontario now.
Yes, it's great. It's great. It's coming in here, and within the next 2 or 3 weeks, most of our area, the long-term cares and congregate settings will all be vaccinated, and the healthcare workers, and hopefully all our people over 60, 65 will be done as well. Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to clarify something I said. I think I told you that it was the nurse practitioner involved in that working group, but it's actually
Yeah.
our RPN at the clinic.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, anybody got anything else there for tonight?
Pat, no.
Glenda, no.
Cheryl's good. Nope.
Dale has nothing else to ask about.
Okay, seeing that there's none there, be it resolved that the time is 6:33 PM and this meeting be adjourned till the next regular meeting or the call of the chair. Mover and a seconder,
Glenda,
Kevin will
move it.
Randall, move it.
Yes.
Kevin will second.
Kevin will second it. Kevin, you're for it. Pat?
Pat
For,
in favor?
against?
Pat in
Linda?
favor?
In favor.
Linda?
In favor.
Cheryl?
Favor?
Dale?
In favor.
And I'm in favor. Motion carried.